Good evening, everybody. It's RB3. Welcome to the RB3 show tonight. We are live, and we're excited that you're here. Thanks for joining us. Tonight, we have a lot of action-packed guests coming on. We have Harvey Spektor, who is our guest host. And tonight, we are also starting to give this show over to iTunes podcasting. So welcome to iTunes podcasting listeners, and certainly welcome to and thank you to all the YouTube folks out there that have come and supported the show tonight. We're real excited that you're here, and last week we had a great show with John Grollo, and you know it's got a lot of attention, and you know it's changed lives. So tonight is going to be another life-changing show. I'm excited about it, and so I'm going to get right into introducing our executive panel, our guest panelists, and then we'll get started on introducing our guest. Before I do that, let's give a couple shout-outs, Cesar. Who else on the line tonight?
Oh man, they're all trickling in so far. Let me see. We got Resell Ronan. What's up, Paul? We got Samuel, Pop Picker Dave, Kustos. Hey. What's up, Sean? We got Miss Lovely Carol. Hi, Carol. Miss, let me see who else we have.
Hi, Carol.
Jim Boyd. 646 Silver. That's an awesome name.
Nice.
Louis the Seller. What's up, man?
Hey, Louis.
The Seller. We got Pro Seller Forum. What's up, man? Awesome. John. Jim Boys. I think I just said that twice, huh? Johnny Kramer. And dude, you got Yaya.
Hi, Yaya.
Hello, Yaya.
Hi, Johns.
They're still coming in, man. They're still coming in. I can't catch up right now. They're still coming in.
Okay,
Kimmy's Treasure. Hello, Kimmy.
Thank you guys for coming in on the show.
Yeah. Donnie Kreider just arrived. Oh, man, they're all coming in. They're all excited to meet Mr. Harvey Spektor.
Hey, Donnie. Yeah, so the name of our show tonight is 100K a month or bust. And I'm happy to say 100K is attainable because we got some people we're going to introduce you to tonight, and especially in Harvey Spektor, who's proven it in a very short period of time. So remember, this show is all about helping you develop personally and professionally. I believe tonight you all are going to get inspired, encouraged, and even challenged to take your business to the next level when you hear the story that we're going to unfold for you tonight. Now, I want to introduce our executive panel members who are now not only administrating for this show, but they're also administrating for our new Facebook group, which started last night. It's the RB3 Game Changers. And Cesar, what is the link to that?
The link, I will go ahead and post it. The link just went out. Was it about 24 hours ago? And we already have about over 200 members. That's awesome.
Okay, great. That's awesome. Yeah.
I want to go ahead and post the link right here. Hopefully it goes through. But the link, it's let me see. The name itself is RB3 Game Changers, as you said. But I'm gonna try to attempt to post the link so you guys could join. But at the same time, you can always just search it on the Facebook search.
Okay. So if the iTunes podcast listeners want to hit the Facebook group, what do they punch in?
RB3 Game Changers.
Is there a Facebook suffix or prefix or anything?
No, negative.
Okay, so they go to Facebook and just punch in RB3 Game Changers. Okay, cool. That's RB, the number 3, and then Game Changers. All right, awesome. All right, well, let's introduce our executive panel member, James Benner. Hey, James.
Hey, evening, everybody. This is James Benner, the Cali Picker. I have a show on YouTube that's called Do You Know Who I Am? This week, or just today, matter of fact, I had Bia B. Bab. She was on as my guest, and next week I'm going to have Barrington McIntosh. So check that out at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 o'clock Eastern.
Awesome, awesome. That is a great show. He pre-records it, so you can always check it out. I think even I'm on that, so check it out. It's a great show. So thanks, James, and thanks for everything you do for these guys put a lot of work into pulling this show off. So thank you, James. Mr. Cesar, tell everybody who you are, what you're doing.
My name is Cesar. I go by Caesar's Palace on Facebook and YouTube. So if you guys want to find my YouTube channel, just go ahead and type in Caesar's Palace, just like you see down here. And I'm very excited for today. I mean, we got Harvey Spektor, and we got a lot to learn from this guy, so I'm very excited. And we also have the lovely Danny. You know, I'm pumped, man. I'm excited. I mean, where else can you go where you're going to have Harvey Spektor, Danny, and many, many more to come. I don't want to spoil it now, but I'm very excited. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we have a few surprises, so hang in there tonight, folks. I think you're gonna enjoy the show. We've got a power-packed show for you tonight. So thank you, Cesar, and again, I want to thank Cesar for all the work he puts into helping get this show supported, as well as the new Facebook group. So cool. And all right, Danny Ackerman is our guest panelist tonight. Now she is replacing Rob Anderson, who we're hoping we can get next week. He was scheduled tonight as our guest panelist, was not able to make it on tonight, but it's Rob Anderson from Dollar Moves, and we will definitely have him on next week. And so, Danny, thank you so much for opening up your schedule to spend time with us tonight. I want to give you a little chance to say hello to everybody, and I know you have a special announcement that we want to give you some time to talk about.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, I took my little whirlwind trip to Southern California and wasn't even sure I was going to be back for the show, so it was like, oh yeah, I can do that. So bam, here we are. But yeah, so I do have a little something going on in May called the More Fun, Bigger Profits event here in Las Vegas, and it is for e-commerce sellers, and a lot of people know me as the eBay lady, but it is not just about eBay. It is about building your e-commerce business. It is about building a plan that gets you to those goals, because I know your show is all about, you know, changing lives and inspiring. Well, then you got to put the stuff into action, so that's what the event is about. And we're going to be giving away a ticket or two later in the show.
Whoa, that's awesome. That's like a $300 value, right? I mean,
yes,
or
it is.
Yeah. Tell us quickly, who are some of the speakers, real quick, that are going to be at your show? You got some powerful acts there.
Got some really awesome speakers. Of course, John Lawson. A lot of you know John. We have got some names you're probably not familiar with. Michelle Sism, who is my personal business coach, who has built million-dollar businesses. I pulled her in from outside of the e-commerce world because I think there's always things that we can learn from others who aren't in our world. And she has been fantastic. She's known as the results lady. I have a lady named Bellany DeShong, who is known as the belief changer, and she comes about a whole different way of just changing the way you think about things and opening up the possibilities.
Jim
Why am I
Cochran going to be
drawing?
there?
What's that?
Is Jim Cochran going to be
Yes, Jim
there?
Cochran, thank you.
Yeah. Okay,
Got a little
cool.
too much sun this weekend. Yes, of course, Jim Cochran, and many people know him. He is the king of multiple streams of income. He will be the keynote. And then I've got a bunch of other surprises there as well.
Awesome sauce. Cool. Thank you, Danny, and thank you for being on the show tonight. We really
Thanks for
appreciate it.
having me.
Yeah, our pleasure. All right, so folks, we are now going to introduce to you Mr. Harvey Spektor. And before you say hi, Harvey, let me just cue this up. Harvey left a very good paying job after doing Amazon FBA part-time and is now on the cusp. And I think you just, and I'll let him give you the dates, but it's within the last year and a half. And he is now ready to hit 100K a month, I think for the first time here in March, and we'll let him talk about that. Hi, Harvey. How are you? Welcome to the show.
Good, Robert. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we are so excited you were able to carve out time out of your busy schedule to do FBA. And a lot of people don't know you, Harvey, and it's because you are so busy, so we appreciate you taking the time to be with us. Walk us through, you know, basically from how you started FBA, why you started FBA, when you stopped your full-time job to do FBA. That's, again, for those who are listening, fulfillment by Amazon, which is, you know, sending in product to Amazon and then they fulfill it for you. Tell us the quick story, because we definitely want to start getting into more of the now granular things that you're doing that will really help people in their business. So give us the story first, and then we'll go into some of the things you're doing now.
Sure. Always was in sales. Just got to the point where I wanted to work for myself, but really couldn't find the right opportunity. tried a few little things. They didn't work. I've always been a member of several of like the e-commerce blogs and email blasts and things like that, but I never really took action on any of those type of things. And then one day I got an email, and it kind of described FBA, and that hit home with me right away, because I always liked eBay. I like selling on eBay, I like buying on eBay, but I'm not good at putting, you know, items pretty in packages and shipping to people. So when I saw FBA, that I could ship, you know, 100 items in 3 boxes, and they would handle my, you know, my merchant taking the money, my fulfillment, you know, my customer service, all the things that I wasn't good at. I mean, it was ding, 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 I can do this. So I took, you know, a few $1,000s in November of 2013. At the time, I basically went to Big Lots for the first couple months. I had no idea that you could actually source it, you know, grocery stores or typical, you know, big box stores like, you know, Walmart, Target, Kroger, things like that. So my first fourth quarter, I guess, was a couple months long, and by the end of December, I'd done like $26,000 in sales, and I had no idea what I was doing. I actually think that kind of helped me. I've paid attention to the e-commerce world, but I really haven't been active, you know, socially or anything else until recently. So this is all relatively new to me. A lot of established people, you know, on your panel and that have been your guests. I'm kind of new to the party, but you know, in some ways, I feel like that kind of helps, because I can fail, go make mistakes, and I've made some, but I'm to the point now where I had an awesome fourth quarter. I did over $500,000 in the fourth quarter of this year, and then we threw out a silly challenge. Me and a couple other Amazon sellers, Todd Forster and Matt Kelly. We were like, "Hey, let's see who can do $100,000 in March." And we were pretty much joking, knowing that if we just got close, you know, we'd make a lot more money. And it's looking right now like all 3 of us may have a pretty good shot at bringing it home. Todd's already home, so that pretty much brings us to present day, short version.
Okay, let's pause right there. So what did you do on Cyber Monday? It was really your first Cyber Monday. You did 500,000 in Q4, but Cyber Monday, you knocked it out of the park.
Cyber Monday, I did 20,000 on Cyber Monday.
Unbelievable. Okay.
There was one day in December. I think December 14th. I did 38. That pretty much brings us to present day, short version.
All right. I have some surprise guests. You guys, Todd and Matthew, you might have to mute yourselves. Or no, they can't mute themselves. So somehow we got an echo. But the 2 guys that Harvey just mentioned, that he's got his $100,000 a month contest, they're on the show, at least one of them. So say hi, Todd and Matthew.
Hello. How's it going?
Okay.
I think December 14th. I did 38.
All right, we've got a little bit of a reverb going on, so.
Yes, you guys, Todd and Matthew.
I believe it's Matthew. He has another window open that needs to mute that one.
So we got
Matthew and Todd, go mute yourselves on the other one, and let's talk to Harvey and encourage him. Tell us about the contest, one of you guys.
Contest? They're on the show, at least one of them. So say hi, Todd and Matthew.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing? Surprise, Harvey.
Hey, what's up?
Your YouTube channel. You have YouTube open, Matthew? Got a little bit of a review going on. So
Yeah, that's me.
Go ahead and hit the mute on your YouTube channel.
Does that seem better?
Yeah, we're good now. I mean, hey guys,
Much better.
show. We're gonna go with it. It's the RB3 show. We're gonna go with it. Go ahead, Matthew.
So what's up, Harvey? How's your day working out? Are you getting there or what?
Looking good. About
Yeah.
3,000 away.
All right, good.
We got a whole day tomorrow.
I got about an hour left, and hopefully I'm at the bar with Todd.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
These 3 guys are hitting $100,000 in sales for the month of March. That's what they're talking about.
Yeah, we got a ton of viewers that are just dying to know what's the challenge, what's going on in detail. Are we selling groceries? What are we selling? Because right now the hype is up that you guys are shooting for 100,000 a month. I mean, people do that within a year, and you guys are doing it within a month, right? Which I think it's awesome. I mean, who does that? Not every day you get to meet anybody that does that. I mean, I can't do that, at least not yet.
It hasn't been easy, that's for sure. I mean, it requires a lot of hustle, a lot of going to the store when you don't want to go to the store, a lot of shipping. I mean, it's not easy, but it is work, and the whole competition's been so much fun because it makes me realize you can do it. Whether you want to or not, that's a different story, you know?
Yeah, I would say the key for all three of us is we kind of, I don't know, we kind of eat, breathe, sleep Amazon, but it's in a fun way. It's not it's not in a work way. I mean, I talk to these guys all the time, sometimes, you know, in the middle of the night, but it's never like, you know, if somebody may be working and not get back to it for, you know, 8 hours, and sometimes we may, you know, talk straight 45 minutes at 2:30 in the morning, but it's
Wow.
These guys are just like me. It is not work to them. There's parts of it that are, but I mean, it's fun, and we are having fun with it, for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, Todd, just introduce yourself, and I'm going to have Todd and Matthew probably on in the June, July timeframe because our lineup is getting that far back. But that'll give them even more time to talk about how they've built a $100,000 a month business. And by then, who knows what their numbers are going to be. But so just say hi, Todd, and then Matthew, and we'll let you guys get back to your businesses. We wanted to just have you come on and encourage Harvey.
All right, like you said, my name's Todd Forster. I've been selling since June. Tomorrow will pretty much be the completion of my 10th month. The second time ever I've hit 100,000. RB3 just said we hit it every month, but that's going to be a little hard. Probably won't hit it again for a couple months. But this challenge was awesome because I had no clue we'd even come close to it. But the extra money we made just because we were, like you said, eat, sleep, Amazon, just kept us going. And
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay.
Awesome.
Any parting words?
Huh?
Matthew and Todd, any parting words for Harvey? And we'll have Harvey kind of field some of the questions. Chat room, go ahead, throw your questions out, and we'll make sure we get them answered.
I'll be waiting to celebrate with him.
I'll be there tomorrow, about 4:30.
4:30 a.m.
All right, Harvey, see you then.
4:30, I'll have it in.
So if real quick, guys, if I'm understanding this correctly, we got Matthew and Todd versus Harvey, or it's just whoever hits 100K first?
No, we're just all trying to hit 100 grand. It's not.
We're all going to be winners.
If you hit 100 grand, you win. If you don't, you still win because you made a lot of money.
You know what? The fact that you guys are shooting for 100K, I mean, that's awesome. That's a win. Even if you hit 90, that's awesome.
We just threw out the 100,000 as like a stupid number. Like none of us thought we'd even get close. We were just joking around, honestly.
At that point, when you guys threw out the number, what was your closest? Who was closest to that point? Do you remember?
Last month? Well, Matt had a big month last month. I think he was like somewhere around like 80, mid-80s maybe. But he really hit a hot streak, and I was like, let's do 100. But, I mean, we had a real hot thing going in February, so I didn't think there'd be – I mean, I was just trying to motivate us a little bit. But
and obviously it worked, you know, that little bit of extra effort on a short month, too.
Yep.
Congrats, guys.
And I mean, right now the chat is going crazy. Everybody's dying to know, so I'm just going to throw it out there. If you guys feel comfortable answering it, cool. If not, don't worry about it. Everyone is going crazy and asking net profit. Again, if you guys are cool with it, awesome. If not, don't even worry about it. Well, we can always talk offline if that's the case. But, yeah, the viewers are just all with the same
gross margin or net margin?
More like net margin.
Net margin is going to be hard to figure because there's a lot that goes into that. I mean, gross margin, for me, probably 26 to 28 gross margin.
Yeah.
It's probably about the same for all of us.
Yeah.
Okay. About 20 to 25 for me.
Yeah.
To give net margin right now would be irresponsible, at least for my business.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. Yeah. Again, I mean, if you guys feel comfortable.
Yeah, that's the money they're making off the cost of goods sold, and of course they have to trickle down all their overhead after that. But man, that's, I mean, do the math. It's good math, you know. So, hey, any parting encouraging words for Harvey, Todd, and Matthew before we get back to our to interviewing Harvey?
Harvey, just double check App Eagle again. Make sure there's nothing wrong.
Okay, got it.
Are you guys going to start? Are you guys going to start like a 100K a month club or something? So, you know.
No, next month I'm not doing 100. I got things I got to catch up on. So does Matt.
All right, see you guys.
I mean, there's a billionaires club. I mean, I like to join the 100K a month club if there's one that exists. But first, I got to get coached up for that.
Oh, Danny, anything you want to ask these guys or say anything?
Yeah, actually I do. I'm sitting here thinking about all this time they're spending shopping, and what's this comment, shopping when you don't want to? I didn't even know there was such a thing. But
I didn't say that.
What do your wives think of this?
I love them.
I think she's pretty happy right now, considering it's not like it was in the fourth quarter. I've really calmed down a lot. So, I mean, I get in trouble for the stuff in the living room, you know, but
for me, it changes
awesome.
every other day. But as the month comes to an end, I mean, she's happy with the success. It's been a short time we've been doing it, and to get where we are, you can't be mad.
It's awesome.
Now here's a great question in the comments. One was, how many employees does it take to get to that 100K? Do you guys use employees, or are you doing this all yourself?
Good question.
I use employees. It's been a lot more lately. I would say I've paid out probably, I'd say between 40 and 50 hours per week in the last 2 to 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. It's traditionally been a little bit lower than that. I'd like it to actually be a little bit more than that. Mm-hmm. And also, this month I started using Prime Zero Prep in New Hampshire, Brendan Sullivan's prep service.
For your online arbitrage.
$20,000 worth of inventory.
About a week ago, in addition to the one I already had. So right now I have 2 employees paying out about 50 to 60 hours a week.
Good.
Now, real quick, guys, there's a lot of viewers out there that want to get into the business of groceries, and I know there's been a lot of talk. Some of your sales are based on groceries, and forgive me if I'm mistaken, but again, there's a lot of viewers out there that want to know, if they want to start a business and want to get into groceries. What would you guys suggest to them how to get started and how to go by it?
Matt's the expert. Matt, you want to take that?
Am I going to go buy $4 of Lucky Charms, or how are we going to do this?
Hey, that's my product. Don't give that away. I'm kidding.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude. Sorry, Bolo. Sorry.
You gotta take some chances with grocery. I mean, you'll find some stuff that's total duds, but you'll find some stuff that, you know, the ROI is insane, and you can ride that for a couple weeks until all the low ballers come in and kill it, and then you just need to be looking for the next item. You can't be relying on anything, because people will come in and kill it. But as long as you're a step ahead of them and find the next item, just keep going with it.
Good answer. Good answer. Matthew, thank you for joining the show, and thanks for encouraging Harvey. We appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right.
See you, man.
So, Harvey, I'm going to let the panelists ask you some questions, and then we'll get to the chat room. Okay? Sound good? So, James, what question do you have for Harvey?
No, Harvey, I mean, you had a successful job. You know, I used to be in the corporate world. I know how hard it is to leave the corporate world. What made you decide to do this? I mean, I know you said you got the email in regards to the FBA, but I mean, what made you decide, you know what, I'm going to go try groceries, see if I can resell groceries?
Well, I've only started really selling groceries in probably the last 3 months. I was probably 80% toys before that. And I'll get to the first part of your question in a second, but the reason that was last year when I just started and I still had my corporate job, I didn't need any income off of my business. So I reinvested everything. So my whole, I guess, strategy last year was just keep reinvesting. When you find something good, buy it. And then if it doesn't turn right away, then I'll harvest all of that money and inventory in the fourth quarter, which is what I did. So I built for my fourth quarter, the whole year. Now that I have left my job, I have a little bit different priority or strategy. Like I needed to add the quick turning stuff like grocery and things like that.
Not just the fourth quarter items, yeah.
Yeah, and I tried grocery, last summer, and I kept buying stuff with bad expiration dates. I got frustrated and I quit. So I just really came back to it after, I think I reached out to Todd or Matt because they posted something that piqued my interest, and we kind of became friends, and they've taught me quite a bit on the grocery side of things. As far as my leaving my corporate job, I had some really good jobs in my 20s in medical sales, and by good jobs I mean made a lot of money. But I really didn't have a desire to go into management. You got a lot more responsibility. Don't really make any more money. Your top reps make more than you, and you got to travel all the time. And that just didn't really suit what I wanted to do. So I went back to school and got an MBA. And while I was there, the economy completely crashed. So I came out of school half as marketable as I was before. And so I basically took a job that I had to take. I probably made 40% of what I did before. So I really wasn't happy where I was at. So I was looking to do something, and like I said, with the way FBA works and my mind works with the business math and things like that, I knew FBA was scalable beyond belief if I could learn how to source product. So
one last question with the sourcing, and you're saying with the groceries now. You did with the toys before, and then that was pretty much you got your money roll for the rest of the year for your products. Is it the quick flip that's attracted you to the groceries, or is it the ROI?
It's both. It's definitely both. And some products have one, some products have the other. Every once in a while, you'll get lucky, and a product will have both. I mean, the key, like those other guys said, there is some risk to it. I try to buy things where the worst that can happen is I break even. When I buy something, or I guess it's something I like to eat, and if it gets returned, I'll eat it. I don't know.
Hey, this is a great little segue. We have a little time, but we want to welcome Catherine Shelton. Hi, Catherine.
Hi, Robert. How are you?
Good. Catherine has a Spreecast, and she also has Treasure Hunting Facebook group. Do you want to just say hi to everybody? And we're happy to have you as a guest panelist tonight. Wow. Thanks for stopping in.
Robert, this is an awesome show. I am so overwhelmed listening to these guys. Really inspiring stuff.
And
hi,
you have
Harvey.
a bundle. You have a bundle group too. So Harvey is just talking about his, how he's doing groceries. He's answering some questions from the panel. And so just quickly tell us who you are. A lot of our followers may not know you. You have a bundling group. You have a Facebook group. You have a YouTube channel. You have a Spreecast. So tell them about you real quick.
Wow. Okay. I feel so rude just jumping in because you're doing such a great show here. I'm sitting here and I'm chilling. I've got my coffee. I got my French press today. I'm posh today. I'm sitting out here and just drinking my coffee, watching the show. Yeah, there's hi Harvey. It's nice to say hi to you. I've seen you pop up here and there.
Nice
but wow, what a show it is. Yeah, I don't know. I have this little treasure hunting thing. I do a lot of things. I look for treasure, anything, whether it's thrifting, whether it's retail arbitrage, whatever it is. I look for all the things. I do a Spreecast about it on Saturdays, and I have a bundle group. and a bundle masterclass, which has been kind of exciting. So what happened? I started doing treasure hunting about a year ago, and I was so excited that I discovered bundles. Hi, Danny. I see Danny there as well. I just wanted to say hi, Danny and Cesar and James. And I started saying, look, I found this way to do really well with selling groceries and selling products, just like Harvey says. And I found that if you bundle things, you can get an amazing return. You can create your own listing. You can have control of that listing, set up cool keywords, and get everyone buying your bundles. And it's kind of a cool... Sorry, something just got destroyed in my house. And it's kind of a good answer to the people who are kind of in between doing retail arbitrage, where they're scanning, not finding a lot, and the people who want to do private label. It's kind of a nice halfway house between those things. So what I did, I kept saying, I'm going to make a video about how to do bundles and how I do them and how I make my margins, what I do to make them sell, and then I didn't do it. And then I got inspired about a year later, and I said, hey, guys, I kind of made a video. It's about 4 or 5 hours long, and we've turned it into a course. It's all organized into a course with pretty much everything you need to know to make bundles for FBA. So it covers pretty much how to create listings, step-by-step create listings, how to take cool photos, how to set up keywords that people want that will make it sell, and kind of it's... like an exercise in creative thinking in some ways. It's about sort of the art of making bundles, finding two products, putting them together, and seeing what value you can put in. Because basically we want to create value for Amazon customers. That's what Amazon wants, that's what the customers want, that's what we want, and that's what makes them sell. So that's what my course is about. You can go to catherine.com/bundles and find out more about it. Then the Facebook group Treasure Hunting with Catherine, because it's super friendly and super nice, whatever you are reselling and refinding and that kind of thing. It's great.
Hey,
it's awesome.
Catherine,
You'll love it.
Catherine,
now I feel bad for crashing the whole show.
No, Catherine, we want you to ask a question of Harvey since you've been on.
Oh, I've got a question for Harvey. Harvey, what is your blue sky dream? What do you most want to achieve?
Good question.
I would say my end game is private label. So what I'll do is, right now there's just too much money to be made by hustling. I have no lack of inventory. I can spend whatever I get paid in less than a week, no matter how much it is. So right now, I'm gonna roll with that. I'll pay cash for everything. You know, I'll see if I can get $500,000 in the bank, and then I'll probably do, you know, private label stuff, because I think that's the easiest way to remove yourself from working in the business and work on the business and be a true, you know, business owner. So my end game is certainly private label.
Awesome.
Can I ask
Great question.
Robert, without being really rude, can I ask another question?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
What does it take to get started in private label? It's interesting that you said that you need to have money in the bank. Is it possible to start private label small, or is it like do you think it's a big undertaking? Because I have so many people who ask about it, and what would you tell them?
Well, I have not done private label successfully, so I don't really know what my advice is worth. I guess what I was saying was, you can start it now. You don't need a whole lot of money to start it, but it does take time to make the connections, the relationships, and you have to. It's kind of a linear progression of what you need to do. You really got to stay on task, and for me, that takes a lot of time. And I tend to focus on money-making activities, not organizational activities or anything like that. And right now, I know I can go shop tonight for 3 hours and pick up $2,000 worth of profit, and that's hard to turn that down to sit in front of a computer and try to figure out private label right now.
Oh, wow, that's good. That's powerful. Good, great question. Thank you for being on, Catherine. Please stay on. We'll give you some more time here. I want to get to Danny, and then we got to get to the chat room questions. Danny, what question did you have for Harvey tonight?
So I have the question, of course. This is always what I have to ask you guys who build up these incredible incomes on Amazon. What is your plan B? Let's say Amazon ends tomorrow. What's the plan B?
Good question.
Ends how? Ends as in my account gets suspended, or just
whatever. You can no longer sell on Amazon. What's plan B?
Well, if I can no longer sell on Amazon, I already have people with different addresses with a backup account. So the first thing I would do is I would call the ungating services, Nathan Slammons, and I'd get ungated in every category again in about 2 weeks, and I'd start over.
But what if Amazon decided nobody could sell there anymore? I know it's probably not going to happen, but I just, the what if.
In the unlikely event that happens, right, Danny?
I have no idea.
That is awesome. Okay. Good. Hey,
I think the world would end pretty much. The economy would go under. There's no more economy at that point. If Amazon goes down, the economy goes down.
Yeah.
All right. Let's. Great question, guys. Let's go to the chat and let's start addressing some of the chat questions. I've been seeing some of the chat questions. You guys have great questions in the chat. Thank you so much for participating. Let's address a few of them right now.
Cesar, you want to do it?
Okay.
Okay. So questions. Let me see. This is going crazy.
Probably is easier in our chat in here. The ones over on the right hand side. I posted most of them.
So when you go buy groceries, Mr. Harvey, do you just focus on the expiration date, ROI, or what criteria do you use? And that was from Mr. John Gorillo.
Focus on definitely on ROI, because without that, it doesn't really matter.
Hey, John.
I mean, I have a formula basically in my head. I can look at rank, number of sellers, expiration date, and I can choose how many to buy and be safe, I guess. I'm definitely really starting to move towards things that sell faster, though. Every time I do that, and something like sells like 12 in a day, as soon as it gets into the warehouse, I get like really, really happy. Like, it is not stressful when things are selling. So if I can all control that when I'm buying, I do.
Good answer. Good question, John Grillo. Thanks for being on the show. Cesar, we didn't give you a chance to ask a question. My apologies. Go ahead.
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm 0 to 60 right now. I mean, everyone. I'm reading the chat. I'm listening to Harvey. Catherine already got me pumped up. Danny's just awesome. I mean, I'm just auditing.
Mr. Sadie had a couple questions. Can we address Mr. Sadie's questions? Or is that one that we did address?
Yeah,
No.
that was.
Well, here's another one. Louis just asked one to give one. Harvey suggests you start off by reinvesting all your profits back into your business. But how long do you do that? How long would you continuously put that money back into it? When would you stop doing that, or start weaning it off? Well, what's a cutoff point for that?
That's a great question. One of my favorite questions. I made a goal for myself that I really, really, really wanted to quit my job because I didn't like it. So my goal was if I could get to $30,000 in sales a month, because I know my ballpark profit margin would be steady. If I could get to $30,000 a month, 3 straight months, non-holiday aided, that would be enough for me to live exactly the same as I was currently living, and then cash in the fourth quarter big. And I mean, we talked earlier, this $100,000 march, like this is crazy. Like, I never expected this. I mean, this is a complete complete outlier, and I don't expect to be here again next month doing that kind of volume. But I mean, if I can do 60 or 80,000, that's pretty good. But to further answer your question, I guess once I did quit my job, I did realize it was actually a lot harder, even with the time, to go from 30,000 to say 45,000, because there's a lot of different things you have to invest in, and your time is limited. So I found I needed to invest in bigger volumes of the same inventory that I could sell for 2 or 3 months versus only getting, a couple weeks supply at a time. So at that point, my inventory cost almost doubled to go from $30,000 in sales to $45,000 in sales, and that was because of a function of my time. And hopefully that's not too complicated of an answer, but then going from like 45 to 60,000 was a lot easier than going from 30 to 45,000 for me. And then once I got to 60, it's been another wall I've had to run through with some new strategies and things as far as investing even more in inventory. And due to the fourth quarter that I had, I'm able to do that, and that's where I'm at.
Okay, Catherine had another question for you, Harvey. Thank you for answering that. It's a good question. Okay.
Yeah, I did. I was wondering if you had any advice for surviving the summer, because I know a lot of people I talk to at the moment are like struggling with summer sales. And one of the things we've done, we've been working on Easter bundles at the moment, and I know there's a lot of things coming up in the summer. Are you affected by summer and the slowdown and the sales slowdown? And do you have any tips for surviving that?
Well, I only started in November of 2013, so I've only been around for one summer. I know last summer I got hurt when there was the frozen freeze. That cost me pretty dearly. And I know you can't sell quote unquote meltables. What all that includes, I'm really not sure, but that's certainly going to have an impact. I guess my advice from an umbrella perspective would be sell things that people use and not things that people buy as gifts or things. I mean, you could sell slip and slides or swimmies and things, but why not things like food or soap or personal hygiene products or stuff for grills, people being outside, athletic socks, things like that. I guess that would be my advice.
Great
We
tip.
also had, go ahead.
Oh, I just said great tips. Thank you so much.
Good question. And who's that behind you? Let's say hi to her.
Oh,
She was
him.
behind-
That's
Oh, him.
Did.
Hi.
It's Sid.
Hi, Sid. Welcome to the show, buddy. You're a
Hey,
cutie
guys.
pie. Hey.
Robert.
Yep.
So as we're going going back and forth, I'm trying to get a very special guest to come on and ask a question to Mr. Harvey, a very, very special guest. So just in case if he happens to pop in, it doesn't scare anyone.
You are so full of surprises tonight, Cesar.
Oh yeah, I got a lot of surprises. You guys just don't know.
All right, listen, we got a question from the chat about some technology questions, which we always get, which are great questions. Harvey, what do you use for scanning, and what do you use for, say, inventory or repricing?
Sure. For scanning, I have and always have used Profit Bandit. I just like its interface. I like its links within the interface. I like that I can scan from any angle and from any distance. Now I've been told the new update to the Amazon Seller app does the same thing, but I have not tried that. But that was my big differentiator for Profit Bandit versus the Amazon Seller app. I'm in the process of getting Inventory Lab. Matt and Todd tell me I need it very, very badly, so I'm gonna get that. I've used App Eagle for pricing. It's It's fair. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not a huge fan, but it's very inexpensive. I mean, I think I pay $125 a month, grandfathered from their old plan, and I get all instant updates. And the interface is pretty friendly, pretty user friendly. I've been able to have other people help me with it pretty easily. It's hard to make one mistake that can totally screw everything up, which is something we all fear when using, a repricer.
Right.
There's a couple features that I'm not happy with. I'd be happy to go into them if you want, but they're more minute details.
Okay, great. Okay, awesome. We have is this a surprise? John Grollo, hi. John, how are you? What a surprise.
He's muted.
He's muted.
How about now?
There he is. Hi, John.
How you doing, guys?
Welcome.
Hey.
Awesome. How are you?
John?
I'm great. Watching the great Harvey Spektor. Grocery man.
Do you have a question for Mr. Harvey tonight, John, that you want to ask?
Actually, I was just real happy to hear him say about how rough it was to do this in 1 month, and then he was looking at realistically what he was going to do, and then try to go for fourth quarter, because that's been my experience all along. And so I think he just came on and said exactly what I was thinking. It's nice to try and go for 100K, but you don't want to push yourself too hard. You want to have steady, solid growth going into the fourth quarter, and that's what he came back with. So,
yeah, leaving for a family vacation on Saturday for a whole week. Very, very, very excited.
Awesome. That's the idea. You got to have that mix, not all work.
Yeah, I think the last time I sent you a PM about a product, John, I think you were on a cruise ship.
I'm going again on Friday.
Are you? Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to write 3 books. So, got to have time, man.
You're right.
Not all work and no play.
So wait, you're going on a cruise to write books. That's okay. I just want to make sure I got that straight.
Well, I can't get
That's a tax write-off. You need that ambience for the tax write-off. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. It's inspirational. Okay, I got it. Okay. John, thank you for being on. Did you have another question for him? And you're welcome to stay on, by the way.
I got one for Danny.
Danny, okay, good.
Bring it.
So Danny, you said, what are they going to do if Amazon fails? What are you going to do if eBay fails?
Oh, like I said over in the chat, multiple streams of income.
That's
I have a balance of eBay, Amazon, brick and mortar, and coaching and consulting. So any one of those could pick up for one that ends.
Everybody needs to do that. Everybody needs to go wide, flexible, every possibility. Same thing with sourcing, groceries, you name it, every category and every methodology, including private label, like somebody was asking earlier. But you don't want to jump from one into the other and leave what you know behind.
Sure. It's all about finding that balance.
Yeah. I didn't get to see your comment. I apologize. I just thought it was funny you going after the Amazon guys. And I was like, okay, well, we got to defend a little bit here. What are you going to do with eBay?
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
I wasn't going after him.
No, it's all fun.
Everybody
okay.
thinking.
Who had another question for Harvey? Because I have a couple, and then we've got to start.
Yes, I did have a follow-up question. Harvey,
you
were saying
landing this plane. Go ahead. What?
Yeah, Harvey, you said that the groceries, that this might be more of like an outlier, and what do you plan on doing in your future? Do you have something that's already in mind?
I don't understand the question. I'm sorry.
Well, you said with sourcing with food items and grocery items. Is this going to be a long-term type venture, or do you have something else in the near future that you're looking at?
Yes, it's definitely going to be part of my portfolio moving forward. I'd like to keep it, even in the fourth quarter. I don't want to abandon it for toys or sporting goods or whatever. I'd like to keep it about where it is, and that's going to require some help. I'm going to need a grocery shopper by then. Lately, really, my focus has been shoes, almost to the point where I've almost got too many now. I looked, and I think I have like 1,000 pair of shoes in FBA. I think yesterday I sold about 22 pairs of shoes.
Now, your name is not Imelda Marcos, right? Yeah.
What's that?
Your name is not Imelda Marcos. A lot of people might not get that. It was a joke from. Sorry.
Shoes. That's good.
So I got a great sourcing list I'm on for shoes. I'm on Quincy's shoe list. That's been really helpful because it saves me time, and he's helped me spend all my money. So I'm really getting a nice return on shoes right now. I mean, when you can see, a pair of shoes you bought for $40 or $60, sell for $129, $149, and you're making $40, $50, $60 rips off one pair of shoes. That makes your whole day. When you think about what your operating costs are for your life, I mean, if you live frugally, they're not a whole lot more than selling two of those pairs of shoes. So that makes you feel real good. So I've invested a lot in shoes and in other gated categories in the first three months of this year.
Let me answer a chat question about ungated categories. Do you use an ungating service to get yourself ungated in the gated categories?
Yes, I use Nathan Sliman's. I think it's getmeungated.com. I think, but I don't think I ever texted him or called him, and he didn't either answer or respond within 5 minutes, not once.
Okay, it is categoryapproval.com, by the way, folks.
Categoryapproval.com, and I don't think he ever took longer than a half an hour to turn around my documents or photographs either. I mean, it was amazing. And
awesome.
And Amazon threw some hurdles and some curveballs at me with clothing.
Sure.
And we didn't panic.
Yep.
And we got it done.
Yeah. Catherine, you had another question for Harvey.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Was that somebody else? I'm sorry. It might have been John. Where'd John go? He's like a ghost.
I was going to say hi to John.
He's like a ghost. He just kind of pops in and pops out, and we don't even get to say goodbye to him. So, goodbye, John.
He did
he have another question?
He was going to sign off for a minute, so at least we got him on.
Okay, I apologize, Catherine. I put you on the spot for no reason, but you're it's good sport.
I haven't finished my cup of coffee yet, so I'm still like, it's like when you're kind of dozing in class and the teacher goes, Catherine, and you're like, oh, yes, I was paying attention. 4:57.
That's awesome. Okay. Okay.
Can I say something, Robert, before, actually, carry on.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, you got it.
Going well.
Go, shoot, go ahead.
What's in that coffee?
I was just going to say, oh my gosh, I don't, it's just coffee. I don't, it's been you know what I'm doing at the moment? I've been clearing out my storage unit. I actually closed all my eBay listings, and I'm just going to have a huge yard sale on Saturday. And I know it's like, okay, $100,000 a month on Amazon, and I'm very excited about my yard sale on Saturday because I'm selling like my whole storage unit full of stuff. Cool. So my plan is to put it on Spreecast and do like a live yard sale on Saturday.
That is cool.
That's what I'm doing. Can I say one more thing, and then I will shut up and leave you all in peace. I just want to say a really big shout out to my bundlers, because we had something really exciting this week. We had two people in my class got the #1 new release in their category for their Easter basket bundles, which was just epic because these are people who are like really new to Amazon. So I wanted to say a really big well done to them. And we had one person sell 32 bundles yesterday. So I wanted to give her a shout out as well. And I will stop jacking your show because this has been incredible. Harvey has been such a huge inspiration. So thank you so much, Robert. It's a great show.
Thank you, Catherine. That's awesome.
We love you, Catherine.
Yeah, that's awesome.
She's awesome.
Okay. We love you, Catherine. Okay, awesome. The bundle. What do you think of that, Harvey? I mean, this bundle thing is pretty cool, huh? What do you think about that, and how does that work in your business? Do you do some bundling and multi-packing?
I definitely do bundling and multi-packing. I tend to jump on other people's bundle listings right now, though my claim to fame was I did create the initial Paw Patrol Racer bundle listing.
Whoa. Thank you for that. We appreciate that.
Bubble, Marshall, and Chase. That was me.
Nice. That is a claim to fame from Harvey Spektor, folks. Thank you for creating that bundle. There might even be some people watching that profited from you creating that, so thank you so much. Hey, before we go back to the chat and close up tonight, you had said, Harvey, that you were thinking about putting a full-time grocery shopper out there, giving them a car or letting them charge you mileage or whatever. But you've already tested this, so tell us how that test went.
Pretty well. I mean, you give somebody a gift card and you give them a list, it's kind of hard to screw it up unless they just take too long to do it. But I've actually found, like, what I try to do, this doesn't always happen, but I'll try to read the Sunday paper. I'll try to go to between 4 and 8 stores on Sunday and Monday and kind of scout. And then I can give my list to the guy or guys who do my shopping for me, and then when they go pick the stuff up that I want picked up, they probably do it 3 times more efficiently than me because they're not screwing around scanning stuff like I would be. They just go pick it up and they bring it back. And lastly, another, I guess, a tactic that I use is I'll bring a worker with me, and I'll just have him push a cart, and then he checks everything out while I go to the next store. Then he meets me there, because checking out takes forever, and I hate checking out. That's the part that drives me insane. So I'll bring somebody with me and pay them $10-12 an hour just to buy it while I get to leave.
Unbelievable. Guys, everybody listening or watching this, that was awesome, okay? That was worth the price of admission tonight. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think people, they get stuck into working in their business and not on their business, and you just decided that, hey, there's certain tasks and activities that I'm willing to outsource, and you've been doing it. And I love the fact that you're now trying to put those systems into place to free you up to do more of what you do best or what you like to do best. So that's phenomenal. Any other questions in the chat room tonight before we give some shout-outs and give some prizes away?
Mm-hmm. There was a question in the chat. They were talking in regards to ranking. Mm-hmm. When you're outsourcing. What are you looking at in regards to ranking?
That's a great question, and that's probably the question I get the most from people PMing me and just asking for advice and things. I'm actually working on a spreadsheet tool that will allow people to do this themselves based on mathematical formulas and maybe 4 or 5 input metrics based on where they're at in their business. There's not an easy answer to that question because obviously every category has a different number of items. So the 10,000th rank item in one category may be like top 1%, whereas in another category it's top 5%. Well, that means something, but that doesn't mean anything unless you know the average velocity per item across an entire category. And those numbers are also different, and they differ from types of year, and even they differ, like toys near the top of the toy ranking, like the #1 toy sells like exponentially more than even the 10th ranked toy, and it's just it's not a linear relationship by any stretch of the imagination. And then I'm struggling now in the gated categories with shoes and clothes, and I'm working on crowdsourcing information in the groups to come up with a ballpark formula to figure out what the true velocity of something is, because there's a couple pair of Nikes that are rated like 417, which is a great rating, but then there's 75 styles. So is that really better than a shoe ranked 6,000 with 3 variations? I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out, and the only way to do that is to talk to people with shoes in those rankings, measure that versus the number of sales, and then try to extrapolate some type of average velocity rate of that. And even if you get that far, then you don't know if the lemon yellow shoe is 10 times more popular than the orange shoe.
I guess the answer, Harvey, is to test it, right? I mean, test, right?
It is, but shoes are expensive to test, Robert. They're very expensive. I mean, you buy 2 shoes across a whole size window. I mean, that's a $1,200 investment sometimes, and that's a lot of money for me. For my sourcing funds. So I'm working on those tools, and it's a work in progress.
Okay, great. Well,
I have
folks,
a question that bounces off of that, if I may.
Yep, go ahead.
So you're obviously sending in a lot of stuff. How much stuff do you end up having to bring back to avoid like the long-term storage fees and such?
None.
Good question.
I mean, even the long-term storage fees obviously don't scare me versus the alternative. I mean, rent my own place and deal with it. I mean.
So do you just price it down until it sells just to get it cleared out when it's getting close?
No, I don't even. I paid a lot of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't really blow too many things out. I'm a very conservative pricer. I'm not aggressive, and I'm very stubborn. I sell through 1.7% of my inventory a day on average, and that's the most important metric in my entire business.
Is your turn rate? Your turn rate.
Turn rate. Well, yeah, in a way, I guess you could call it a turn rate. I think product specific, but I guess I'm talking about my total number of items sold per day divided by my total items available for sale. And a lot of people may do that over the course of a month. That's not good enough for me. I like to know on a daily basis, and that generally averages about 1.7%.
And you find those metrics on the reports in Amazon and the Seller Central then, Harvey, or do you have a separate tool you like to use?
No, I look at the daily sales report, and I just take total items sold, and then in the inventory report, the second tab, you click that, and that'll show you your total items in standard inventory, your total items in oversized. So I just take my sales per day, and then I add those other 2 numbers together and divide, and that gives me 1.7% on average.
Wow, what a great metric. I'm going to try that. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's the metric that Skip McGrath posted in his newsletter that I put up back in December. So it's a good metric.
Great. That's great. And you have another tool that we're going to talk about here as one of the giveaways tonight that I think will change some people's business habits. And but I want to give any other questions in the chat before I give a shout out to some people that supported the show tonight.
It says here, Harvey, how much do you spend a week in products?
Who asked that? Who asked that?
That was I believe it was Lena Wasserman, yeah.
How much do I spend in an average week on inventory?
Good.
Produce. Is it produce or product? Product, yes.
Products.
Great question. Great question.
Between 5 and 10.
Great answer. Yep.
Probably more like 5 to 7 usually, but sometimes 10.
Are you using credit cards and flipping the just paying them off each month, getting the rewards? Okay.
Yeah.
No limits.
Sometimes people will question, like when we post numbers and stuff, they'll question our net profit a lot. We get that question a lot, and I mean, I could honestly probably live on the rewards I get if I counted them all. And
nice.
I'm not even really using the cash back. I mean.
Okay. Right. Awesome. Great question. Okay, so I want to thank a few people in order to get 100. What do we had? Almost 120 at one point tonight on the show. A lot goes into getting y'all here, and I want to thank everyone in the chat. Great questions, great participation. We want to thank Scanner Monkey was in the house tonight, and they've helped promote. Jay Bain, Cordelia Blake, Bobby Miller from the Breaking E-commerce News has a great Facebook page. She just announces what's happening in e-commerce and what shows are going on. Thank you there. Paul Gummerson of the Resellers Wake Up Show. He has a wake up show every day, and I think a couple of us are going to be on that on Wednesday. So thanks for promoting the show, Paul. Jim Cockrum on the My Silent team. Thank you, Jim. Danny, thank you for letting us promote it on the Danny App Facebook group. Catherine Shelton, thank you for letting us promote the show tonight on treasure hunting, and thank you for being here.
Thank you, Robert.
Yeah, John Grollo is Dino Sourcing Coaching and has a little private FBA group, Facebook group, excuse me, and he came on the show. Thank you, John. Tracy Smith, the Entreprenuer girl who was on last week as a guest panelist, she has a Facebook group called Amazon 360, and want to thank Dennis Smith and B.A.B. Bab for Sourcing Secrets, Facebook, for promoting the show. Louis the Seller, thank you for promoting the show. Chris Green on Scan Power, who is going to be a guest in May. Dwayne Malik, Fast Turn Radio, he'll be a guest in May. Mark Levine from Bubble Fast, where I get all my polybags. Thank you. Bubble Briefs, Facebook. Yeah. We got to get him on sometime to pop in and say hi. Tina Lambert from the Pickers University, thank you. And I think that does it. Did I miss anything or anybody? We don't want to not thank some people. You guys would have already corrected me, I'm sure. I would have gotten some kind of
hope, but who knows?
Yeah. Well, thank you all. And before let's go to the prizes tonight. Let's talk about what the prize is. And you guys have a question or two to throw at the group? I think we have about 3 giveaways.
One available. Yeah.
Yep. All right, we have 3.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do we have enough for 5 questions so we can give 5 giveaways tonight?
We can come up with that.
Okay, great. So Harvey has a tool we're going to give away 3 of. And Harvey, why don't you explain what that tool is and how it's going to benefit the recipients?
Sure. It's just a little tool I developed a couple months ago, basically to help new sellers that were trying to figure out what they needed to invest to make a certain amount of money. So your inputs are your desired monthly profit, your average ROI, your average item cost, and your sell-through rate. And if you can know or estimate those 4 things, the sheet will calculate what your initial inventory investment needs to be over a period of time to reach that profit goal, assuming you guess accurately to your other metrics. And then it'll also give you how much you'll need to spend on inventory to maintain that level of profit. So that's just a little tool I put together. It's very, very useful. It's also very, very simple, which I think makes it good.
I think it's an awesome tool, and if you haven't caught on, Harvey's a numbers guy. He loves math, and so he's
sick man.
He's God bless him, because I struggle there. So I'm going to definitely use the tool myself. All right. So first question. Who's got the first question? James.
Well, I asked Harvey a question earlier about how he got into FBA, and he had said he was notified in a certain way of communication. He was notified about FBA. What was that notification? How was Harvey notified about that?
Okay, chat room. Who's got the answer? First
and how many people want to do? What? 1, 2, or 3? First.
Oh, you want to do the first? The first 3
know.
people that answer.
How many?
We'll just do one. Whoever gets that first, we'll give away one of the tools from Harvey.
All right, Donnie CRYDER 1. He was the first one.
Congratulations, Donnie. All
You may
right.
have already seen it.
Oh, Donnie might have seen it already?
You might have already seen it, yeah. That's all right.
Okay. We'll give you an alternate prize, Donnie. So don't worry. We'll take care of you, okay? And we'll make sure you get that tool either way. Whether you have it or not, we'll get that, and we'll get you an alternate prize. So congratulations, Donnie. And Cesar, did you have a question for the chat for a prize?
Well, my question is very, very, very simple. So for all the viewers, what's Harvey's goal for the month?
Ooh.
That's very, very simple.
It's in the title of the cast, too, as well.
Oh, man, you didn't have to say that.
I'm just trying to help. This will be a great tool for anyone who wants to see what it's going to take to leave their income, to leave their current job if they're on the fence.
Donnie said he did have it. So, Paul won that one. Donnie said he did have that already, so we'll give him an alternate prize. But it was Resale Ronin won that, 100K.
Got it. Good. That's awesome. All right. We'll do. Let's see. We'll do one more question. Danny, I want to use your question because you're going to give away a ticket to your event, which is huge. So let's do that right now.
Well, why don't you have a question, Robert?
I haven't thought of one right now, so I need to stall.
I got a few of them written down, so if you're short on questions, no problem.
Give us one more for Harvey's tool, and then give us one for your giveaway at the event, Danny, please.
How much did Harvey sell on Cyber Monday?
Ooh, yes, great question. Great question.
I think I know the answer, but you will have to tell us in the chat over here. If I remember correctly, it was that amount.
Yes.
Well, Harvey says no.
Yeah. Who's got the answer? Who has the answer for what Harvey sold on Cyber Monday?
Poyetton. Poyetn.
Yep.
Got the first 20,000.
Congratulations. All right, and we'll get that tool as well to you. So we're up to Danny's second question. And Danny, tell us what the prize is.
So the prize is a ticket to my More Fun, Bigger Profits event happening May 13th, 14th, and 15th in Las Vegas. And this is going to be a reward for those who were at the show early. So why did Harvey choose Amazon over eBay?
Oh, wow.
Tough. You are tough, Danny.
I know. Got to earn these prizes.
Harvey, do you know the answer to this? I hope you do.
Of course I do.
I'm teasing.
That's the whole crux of my operation.
Ooh, this is a tough one. We might have to have another one in our pocket here.
Somebody, I'm sure, was paying attention.
Yeah. And what a prize too! Someone put Yaya put the shipping. And someone put no shipping to the customer.
That's right.
The shipping, Yaya.
I have no desire to ship 80 pretty packages a day. Oh my goodness gracious.
Awesome. Yaya, congratulations. Did she win?
There was one person that had put that type of a show together. You know, that would be a reseller's worst nightmare. You wake up from eBay and your entire account sold out overnight.
That's a nightmare?
That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah. If you're on a 24-hour turnaround?
Oh, you put an ad out real quick for shippers.
That's great. All right, folks, that was awesome. So we have some winners. I think what we need is to get all of you winners to send me a private message on Facebook so I can make sure I get your prizes to you. And congratulations to all the winners tonight. What great prizes that we have. And we like to give away good prizes on the show, so it's always worth sticking around. Any other parting words from our panel before we say goodbye to all of our great guests tonight?
No, man, it was awesome to have Harvey Spektor. It was glad to finally meet you and learn a lot. And as always, it's always a pleasure to have Danny on with us too. And every day we get to see Danny, so
that's awesome.
It was an awesome show.
Well, I want to thank our panel members, James Benner, Cesar Gomez, our special guest panelist, Danny Ackerman, and Harvey is our guest tonight. Thank you, Harvey, for being on. We really appreciate all you guys being on tonight. It was a great show. Thank you so much, everybody. And thank you to the chat. We wish you all the best and hope this was helpful. Please like, share, and subscribe to this. And this will also be on iTunes. And so anyone listening on iTunes, thanks for listening in. That's it for tonight, folks. Thanks a lot.
One more thing. Don't forget to join RB3 Game Changers Facebook group.
Yeah, join the Game Changers. Be a game changer, everybody. It's all about changing the game. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. We appreciate you being on. Take care and good night. We'll see you next week with Andy Slamans. Andy Slamans will be on. We'll talk about private label more next week with Andy.
Along with some special guests. Don't miss it.
Of course. We'll do a little promotional video as we always do middle of the week. Take care, folks. Good night.